What if the smallest and most annoying creatures on the planet suddenly woke up with our kind of mind? I'm not just talking about the buzz in your ear, but a real plan behind it. Not just an instinct to drink blood, but a strategy to organize, remember, and adapt with human-level intelligence. Mosquitoes already outnumber us by the trillions. They already kill more humans every year than any other animal by carrying diseases. And they already thrive in almost every climate on Earth. Now, give them a human brain, and you might be looking at the most dangerous rival species humanity has ever faced. Let's start with their history. Mosquitoes are ancient survivors. They've been feeding on blood for over 100 million years, long before humans ever walked the Earth. Their bodies are perfectly specialized to pierce skin, draw blood, and fly away before they're crushed. But add human-level intelligence to this design, and every single bite becomes a calculated risk. An intelligent mosquito wouldn't just land blindly on your arm. It would plan, it would wait, and it would coordinate with others. Imagine a group of mosquitoes watching and learning your daily patterns. They'd know when you're asleep, when you're distracted, and exactly how to strike with minimum danger. Their first big upgrade would be communication. Right now, mosquitoes find each other through chemical signals and the sound of their buzzing. With human intelligence, those signals could evolve into a full-blown language. They could warn each other of threats, coordinate feeding times, and even mark certain humans as safe or unsafe targets. One unlucky person might become a preferred meal, while another is deliberately avoided. Entire mosquito societies could form around blood resources, just like how human cities form near rivers. Bedrooms, farms, entire villages, all would become mapped and managed territories in their new world. And then comes culture. Mosquitoes with intelligence wouldn't just feed, they would develop complex strategies for survival. They could learn that certain humans use nets or repellents, and they'd adapt collectively. If one mosquito discovers that biting ankles is safer than biting arms, that information could spread to thousands overnight. Over generations, they might develop traditions, hunting rituals, even social hierarchies, with elders teaching the young the most efficient blood harvesting techniques. The swarm would stop being a random nuisance and start being an organized nation. Now, think about the sheer numbers. A gorilla troop might have 20 members. A shark migration might involve a few hundred individuals. But mosquitoes exist in the trillions. Imagine that many human-level minds, each with the ability to remember, share, and plan. No army in human history has ever matched those numbers. No government has ever ruled such a vast population. If mosquitoes gained intelligence, they would instantly outnumber humanity by an unimaginable margin. 1 billion people live in Africa, but trillions of mosquitoes live there too. The balance of power would shift, not because of their size, but because of their scale. Hunting would change completely. Today, mosquitoes rely on carbon dioxide, body heat, and chemical cues to find us. With intelligence, they could map our behavior. They could learn that lights in windows mean people are present, that roads mean predictable movement, and that water storage tanks are ideal breeding grounds. They wouldn't just hunt us, they would track us, catalog us, and harvest us like a resource. Farms for cows, villages by rivers, crowded cities, all would become predictable buffets managed by the swarm's collective intelligence. And what about disease? Right now, mosquitoes are accidental killers. They spread malaria, dengue, and Zika without understanding what they're doing. But with intelligence, they could weaponize it. Imagine mosquitoes learning that biting sick humans makes healthy humans sick too. Some swarms might deliberately spread disease as a weapon to weaken us. Others might choose the opposite, avoiding sick blood to keep their food source healthier. Disease would become a matter of policy, not just a random act of nature. Of course, humans would fight back. Insecticides, repellents, bed nets, fumigation, these are all part of our arsenal today. But against intelligent mosquitoes, these defenses might collapse quickly. Imagine mosquitoes that can smell chemical traps and avoid them. or that learn to bite through the seams in our clothing, or that send decoys to distract us while others feed. Cities would need constant protection. Entire neighborhoods might have to become fortresses, with screened walls, air-sealed houses, and automated insect defenses. The war against mosquitoes would become one of the defining struggles of human survival. But intelligence isn't only about war. Some mosquito swarms might not choose conflict. They could try to negotiate. They could demand access to livestock instead of humans, striking deals to coexist. Feed us from your cattle, and we'll leave your children alone. Others might learn to cultivate alternative food sources. Perhaps they'd discover ways to feed on animals more safely, or even engineer new diets through selective evolution. But any coexistence would depend on trust, and trust with a species that drinks your blood would always feel fragile. Over time, the entire planet's ecology would be reshaped. Intelligent mosquitoes would manage wetlands and breeding pools deliberately. They might regulate their own populations to prevent overbreeding that starves their communities. They could even redirect predator pressure, sacrificing some swarms to feed birds and fish while protecting the rest. The ecosystem would stop being an accident of biology and start being a managed strategy. The entire food chain could bend to the will of the swarm. And then there's the long view. Mosquitoes breed fast. A new generation emerges every few weeks. With intelligence, that means evolution on steroids. New strategies and lessons wouldn't just be passed down. They would be tested at a massive scale. One clever idea could be replicated millions of times in a single season. Imagine how fast they would advance compared to our slow human generations. While we wait 20 years for the next scientist to grow up, mosquitoes could reinvent their entire society every month. So, what would the world really look like if mosquitoes had human intelligence? Humans would no longer rule the night. Outdoor life would collapse in many regions. Cities might survive, but only under constant siege. Rural areas could become dominated by swarms that negotiate, trade, or fight. Disease might become a weapon, or it might vanish entirely under swarm policy. And the balance of power would tilt away from mammals and toward an insect empire so vast we could barely comprehend it. The scariest part isn't the bite. It's the thought behind it. A single mosquito is nothing. A trillion thinking mosquitoes is a civilization, one that could watch us, outnumber us, and decide whether we are prey, partners, or pests to be removed. So here's the question. If mosquitoes ever gained human intelligence, would they choose to coexist with us, or quietly plan to replace us as the true rulers of the Earth? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this thought experiment, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos exploring the what-ifs of our world. Let me know in the comments what you think humanity's first move should be in this scenario. See you next time.